Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Right now they're on West Avenue where the Jeepneys have turned the public parking spaces into a terminal. And what you'll notice is that the MMDA are removing all of these obstructions that are used to reserve parking here on West Avenue. You see across the road it says for customer parking only. Those are public parking spaces on a first come first served basis. There is an ordinance in Quezon City that prohibits reserving public parking spaces, reserving space on the road, the sidewalk. That's the alleged barker over there. Actually, I think Quezon City also has an anti-barker ordinance. Can you imagine what will happen if the MMDA continue to allow this? Maybe there will really be no more spaces. You may remember in the past, they had to tow away abandoned vehicles because people were just dumping them here in the public parking spaces and then hoping they wouldn't get removed. Those drivers who were able to show a valid license have been given a warning and told to leave the area. But those Jeepneys are unattended even until now are going to be towed away to clear the public parking spaces. It's meant to be first come first served basis, not a permanent garage. And these Jeepneys are required to have a proper garage as part of their franchise. I should have started counting the number of Jeeps from the beginning of the road. I knew it was like this before, but not as bad as this. And this is where they just picked up at least one of those Jeepneys. Look at the floor, how black it is. Compared to over here, for example, this is a section where the Jeepneys don't park. A taxi's already been picked up by a tow truck. It was parked over here. And according to the enforcer, they spoke to the building owners or the attorney of this building, and they showed a complaint lodged with the barangay that this vehicle has been here for 1 month, unattended, unmoved. So that's why it's been towed away, because it's a public parking space, first come first serve. It's not a permanent garage. And because some people might not recognize this area, here you have the parking spaces on the outside next to the road, and then you have the sidewalk on the inside. And what you'll see is they installed bollards to separate the parking from the sidewalk. Some building owners had the bollards removed, and then the cars park further forward. The reason why they sometimes do this is that they will double park. They will get 2 vehicles there. I'm not saying specifically in this case, but that's what we've seen in the past. So the problem is when they're obstructing the sidewalk, they get towed away. And this is nothing new. I've seen them tow vehicles in this building before. So the security, the building admins, they will know about this problem. Can you imagine you're a PWD, you use your wheelchair, come down the ramp, and the first thing you hit is a pickup truck. Is it a common scenario? Probably not, but at the same time there are rules that require the sidewalk to be clear. In the background you'll see one of the vehicles has already been picked up. That's another one going up now, and then they'll pick up the Hilux. If you're wondering about the white pickup truck in the background, driver already came out, so they issued a ticket and he has to move it himself. But this one, no driver, so it gets towed away. You see this road here, it's on a steep decline or incline, fully occupied by taxis. Again, their franchise requires them to have a proper garage, but they're just parked here. And then a delivery van on the corner. That's a common issue with the delivery vans. They also regularly say, I don't have a garage, so I have to use the road as parking. Even if there's a pedestrian crossing, even if they're parked on a corner of a steep incline. Anyway, the enforcers are writing out tickets to these now for illegal parking. And just near those taxis, there's also a bunch of motorcycles parked on the sidewalk, so they're issuing tickets to those now. They could take them inside, but of course that would occupy space on their private property, so prefer to park them out here on the sidewalk. Some bikes like this one don't have a license plate, so all you can put is the engine number and then load it onto a tow truck. Actually saying that, the driver just came out now, so if he can show a valid license, he can drive away with just a ticket instead of being towed. And in fact, you'll see they're about to pull one of those taxis onto the tow truck, because even until now, no drivers come out. When you're watching the video, you might say, oh, only a few seconds passed. But that's because I cut out all the boring parts. I don't make you wait. You'll see this flatbed is coming in now to pick up this taxi. And over there, they're actually getting ready to lift one. Once the handbrake is disengaged and they lift it, the whole thing is going to want to roll downhill. So I hope the tow truck has good brakes and good clutch control. One of the drivers just arrived now. He's pointing at that taxi over there. I'll put a timer on the screen of what time they arrived and what time he arrived, just to give you an idea. That would also give you a suggestion of how long it might take if there was a fire and fire trucks had to get through here, or ambulances or other emergency vehicles. And it looks like more drivers have arrived. I think one of them is going to make a video. Someone from the barangay arrived now. They're also taking pictures. A few moments ago I saw a motorcycle rider over there, no crash helmet. As soon as he saw the traffic enforcers, he turned around and sped away. That's the reality. They're not worried anymore because they know the cameras can't catch them. But enforcers on the ground, that's a problem, so they run away. And look at this road now compared to earlier when it was full of taxis, the delivery vehicle. Looks a lot better, right? Although you still have that school service that's obstructing the yellow box, which is why they were having problems maneuvering earlier.